What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Bob Arum and Deontay Wilder, concerning Tyson Fury. Now, we've seen Anthony Joshua do something that, again, his spectators thought he couldn't do. For one, get a knockout because he was a scary fighter for now because he was too timid because of the knockout loss to Andy Ruiz. Right? Proved them wrong. But since he's able to knock out Kubrat Pulev, he's the guy now that is the resistance. He still has the kingdoms. He still has the belts. Right? So the problem lays now with Bob Arum. Bob Arum was trying to ensure Wilder's side that, hey, Joshua wouldn't even have the belt now. You know what I mean? That was one of his selling points, to calm Wilder's team down for going out for that lawsuit to get the third fight, because he was like, don't waste your money because Anthony Joshua will fall. Right? So he didn't. So you can imagine a Deontay Wilder. Now imagine Deontay Wilder coming to Bob Arum. Bob, you promised me that he would have his ass handed to him, and he didn't fall. He still has the belts, Bob. Al, make that shit happen. Al, make that shit happen. Sue Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua supposed to get his ass whooped, and he's still winning. Why he still winning, Bob? You lied to me, Bob. I thought he was going to get whooped. I did too, son of a bitch. So, we're still left with a problem. Because Anthony Joshua did not get beat, because that was, all eyes was on AJ. Because it was depending on if AJ kept the belts. And now if AJ lost, it would be a totally different story. Right? Because Bob could always, negotiate with Pulev. Pulev's good at waiting. Think about it. He waited 3 years for a unification opportunity for the mandatory spot, right? So, of course, he could wait. But there is no Pulev no more. Pulev has got knocked out in 9th round. Cold. I mean, he got knocked out. Yeah, got knocked out. So, we have a situation where now Team Wilder has no choice but to move forward. To move forward in the mediation process or whatnot. And now it's apparent that Bob has already said, I'm going over and we're going to call to make that fight with Eddie Hearn with his lawyers and all this stuff, that, you know what I mean? Because that's now the fight that people want to see, because Anthony Joshua has done his part. The only problem is Tyson Fury hasn't done his part. See, what people are not looking at, and everybody wants to see the fight. Of course, I want to see the undisputed fight. Who don't? The only thing is, Tyson, is his turn. Because if he doesn't give Deontay Wilder that opportunity, it's going to be problems. Residual problems. Okay? And the residual problems come from the fact that he signed a contract that included, you had the loser, right, fights him again. So whatever's in the contract that has weight, we hear there's no weight. Bob said there's no weight. But if you think about it, if Bob said that contract was expired, like he said, remember? Bob said that. But if that was the case, why is he trying to persuade Team Wilder about Pulev? He wouldn't have to persuade anything if that contract didn't have any damn weight. Counterpunch. See, a lot of people don't think, right? So you can't say, oh, the contract's not valid. If it's not valid, don't give it any more energy. But then you said, well, I persuaded him, and I'm good at persuading teams not to spend money for a lawsuit. Okay, well, why would you have to do that if it didn't matter? Because the contract don't matter. Because the expiration of the contract, so you say or claim, is expired. So now we're looking at a situation where, okay, you now have to eat those words. You don't have that factor. You don't have that wall up. You don't have Pulev as a possible foil in this situation. Now the situation, it is what it is. So you can't expect Wilder or Team Wilder to not go ahead on what they promised to do and what they want to do. And they want the third fight. Okay, so I think it's up to Tyson Fury, to make that fight. And then what didn't make it any better is he didn't fight Kabayel and they blamed it on money. If it's money, that's sad, for one. For two, who knows if his money was the sole reason. You know what I mean? But even if it was money, it's sad. It would make more sense if it was the Wilder thing. But then again, that would mean Team Wilder has a claim for their case for a third fight. As much as I'm sick of hearing about Fury and Wilder, really the whole debacle, I just want them to fight to get everything out in the open. But understand, there are things before the undisputed fight. Regardless of what our fantasy or our Christmas list is, these are factors. Usyk is a factor, and Wilder still is a factor because Pulev lost. Counterpunch. It is what it is. This is how we have to look at it. This is reality. So Pulev fell. Bob Arum still has a problem with his co-fighter, Tyson Fury. And now we have to see what happens. That's the result of one person not falling or not doing what you want him to do, and that's lose, and his name is Anthony Joshua. But anyway, you guys tell me, what do you think the dilemma is going to be, the outcome of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury? Tell me what you think. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.